Hello, and you're listening to It Is All About Sports. I'm Scott again this time, and we'll be talking about the first couple of weeks of the NASCAR season and a prediction on tomorrow's race. Today is March 8th, Saturday, March 8th. We finally got some nice weather up here in Delaware. Finally, sun shining. It's about 50 degrees. I think spring's right around the corner. So, this time we'll be talking about NASCAR, the first couple of weeks, articles on our website. And if you're listening to us on Spreaker and Podbean and also YouTube, please leave a comment. Let us know how we're doing, what you think of our predictions at the end of this audio. So let's get right to it. 2014 could not be much better for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Not only did he win the first race of the season, which also happens to be the biggest race on NASCAR's schedule, the Daytona 500. NASCAR's new championship system has virtually guaranteed Junior a spot in the playoffs at the end of the season. Perhaps being able to run with very little pressure will allow him to be loose and therefore race better all season. It seemed to be the case on Sunday when, if it had not been for Kevin Harvick, who went on to victory lane at Phoenix for a track record fifth tying time, Junior would be unbeaten, and that's saying something. Well, it's only 2 races, but still, to win the first 2 races is pretty awesome. But even 2 late race cautions to put Dale Jr. on the back bumper of the number 4 did him no good, as Harvick, with a bit of drafting help from Joey Logano, looked as if he was shot from a cannon and was able to cruise home safely with a win. Brad Keselowski and then Jeff Gordon also had little to complain about so far this season, other than not going to victory lane, but both have top 5 finishes in both events so far. Keselowski with a 3rd place in both races, and Gordon with a 4th at Daytona and a 5th at Phoenix. They have to be happy with their starts. Jimmie Johnson also has a 5th at Daytona and a 6th at Phoenix. The top 5 in points of 2 events are Earnhardt, Keselowski, Gordon, Harvick, and Johnson, with Logano, Matt Kenseth, Danny Hamlin, Carl Edwards, and Greg Biffle rounding out the top 10. So in other words, so far we are seeing the usual suspects. A lot of the Hendrick and a lot of the Gibbs and a lot of Stewart and a lot of Penske and a lot of the Roush at the top of the leaderboards. What we are not seeing through the first 2 races, though, is Kyle Busch, Tony Stewart, Kurt Busch, and Kasey Kahne. We're also not seeing anyone from the Michael Waltrip Racing near the top either. Those drivers are Clint Bowyer, Brian Vickers, who neither has come close in either race. The series will move on this week to Las Vegas for the Cobalt 400. Las Vegas has been a Jimmie Johnson favorite over the years, as he has won there 4 times in 8 years. Carl Edwards, who's our favorite driver, some of you may know, also has a pair of wins in 2008, and Matt Kenseth once scored back-to-back wins there. Kyle Busch and Tony Stewart also have won at Las Vegas and could use a good run there this week to get them back into the groove. Vegas is one of those cookie-cutter tracks that was built during the NASCAR boom days of the mid to late 90s. A good run there is normally a good sign because there will be several more tracks just like it coming down the road. California, Kansas, Chicagoland, and at Homestead are all nearly identical to Las Vegas. So next Friday we'll give our preview, which actually we're going to give it today. This is our article of Las Vegas race, along with the picks of our favorites to win and at least to finish in the top 5. We expect a good race at Las Vegas, as so far we've had 2 good races, one's at Daytona and one at Phoenix. It looks as though there are going to be very good teams running, just about equal so far this season on the course of the NASCAR strives to accomplish every year, which at times seems counterintuitive to the object of the game, which is to blow the doors off the competition. But nobody in NASCAR really wants to watch that. So we'll be checking out Dale Earnhardt Jr. is about as hot as one can be after 2 races. He has a Daytona 500 win and then followed that up with a 2nd place finish at Phoenix a week ago. Now he's off to Las Vegas this week. Can he continue his hot streak and compete for another win? In his career at the track, he has 2 runner-up finishes in 2003 and 2008, and his last 6 starts there has finished outside the top 10 only once. So he should do pretty well. So he does normally perform well there, even though he is struggling as he has in recent seasons. So that looks promising for the Junior Nation. In his last 4 Vegas races, he has run every lap, and in 2012 he led for 70 of the 267 laps. Look for Dale Jr. to contend on Sunday. Jimmie Johnson, no shock here, leads Las Vegas and wins with 4. Matt Kenseth has 3, and there's also Carl Edwards who has 2, and same with Jeff Burton. No other driver has more than 1 win at Vegas. Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, and Kyle Busch are all the only active drivers with a win there. Last week's Phoenix winner, Kevin Harvick, is showing that he will be the man to beat again this week, as he has had the top speed in practice leading up to this event. In the 4-hour test session, the first teams have had one of the cookie-cutter mile-and-a-half tracks. Harvick cracked 190 miles per hour. This race is a big one for this series because Vegas is the first of the 1.5-mile tracks to make up the majority of the schedule. Whoever runs well at Vegas should feel pretty confident the rest of the season. Saturday will be a big day for the teams as they will hit the track in groups to see how they run in packs with the new rules in place, which includes a larger spoiler. Handling will be a big issue this week, as Brian Vickers discovers on Thursday in his number 55 Michael Waltrip Racing Toyota MWR cars were all fast all day, but Vickers smacked the wall hard enough to bring out his backup car. What do we expect on Sunday? We expect more of the same, as the Rick Hendrick cars will be near the top, as well as the Stewart Haas and the Joe Gibbs cars. Look for the Rush cars to be a little bit, as the test did on Thursday. They have a lot of catching up to do before Sunday, especially Greg Biffle, who tested the 34th fastest. Our picks this Sunday, we like Jimmie Johnson to win. This will be his 5th at Vegas all time. Guys like Petty, Earnhardt, Waltrip, Gordon all have certain tracks where they piled up wins. Johnson is one of those type drivers, and Vegas is one of his tracks. If Johnson stumbles, look for one of these drivers to win. Dale Jr., he's just red hot right now. Never go against the hot streak. Kevin Harvick, ditto, same thing. Matt Kenseth is also a driver who has Vegas figured out. So far, the Gibbs cars have been really good. They are due for a win, and Kenseth is one of those guys is likely to get one of them. Danny Hamlin, he has also looked good so far this season. It's about time for him to win a race this year. Jeff Gordon, he's been lurking near the top the first two races. This might be the week he breaks through and gets a win. Carl Edwards, he likes this track. He's our favorite. We'd like to see him win. He always seems to run well here, and the 4 teams need someone to step up. Okay, well, there you have it. That's our NASCAR preview, recap of the first couple of weeks, and preview of tomorrow's race. We'd like to see Carl Edwards win, but we'll see. Probably Jimmie Johnson probably will take it. Never know, maybe Dale Jr. as well. Anyway, that's it for this time. Next time, we're going to be talking about Martin St. Louis, about the trade from Tampa Bay Lightning to New York Rangers, and what that means for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And then after that, next week, we'll get into some Dolphins about free agency, their upcoming season, some of the things that we think they should do as well. So thanks for listening. Please leave a comment and comment below. Let us know how we're doing. This is Scott from It Is All About Sports, and we'll see you next time. I'm out. Thank you.